Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Kasmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. People confirmed dead and several others injured following a ghastly crash on the Odumase-Konongo stretch of the Accra-Kumasi Highway. We'll bring you the latest update. Also on the program this afternoon, National Security Secretariat imposes a 1-month ban on all mining activities within the Jabin municipality of Ashanti region as crackdown on Galamsey intensifies. Later on the program, High Court strikes out application seeking to revoke the leave granted former NAFCO CEO Hanan Abdul Wahab Al-Lubida to travel to the UK after the Deputy AG withdraws motion. We'll also gauge the mood in Yendi as mourners gather to observe the third funeral rites of the late overlord of Dagban. For joining us this afternoon. Fatal road crash at Odumase near Konongo on the Kumasi-Accra Highway in the Ashanti region has left about 12 people feared dead, with several others injured. The crash involved 3 vehicles, a cargo truck loaded with tomatoes, a passenger bus and an empty fuel tanker. Although the exact cause of the accident is yet to be established, eyewitnesses say the collision may have occurred after an alleged wrongful overtaking attempt leading to a head-on crash. Emergency responders moved swiftly to the scene to rescue victims trapped in the wreckage, while the injured were transported to nearby health facilities for treatment. My colleague William Evans Income is the one following this very story, and he'll be joining us with the latest on this as regards how many could be involved in this crash beyond the 12 that we know, how many are injured. But before, all right, William Evans Income joins us live on the line now. William, what can you tell us about this unfortunate accident?
Hello, Beatrice.
Yes, William, we can hear you. Tell us more about this accident. We understand that 12 people have been confirmed are dead, reportedly, and others injured. If you could confirm the numbers for us, first of all, and what you heard regarding what might have led to this accident.
Well, so Beatrice, we are relying on official statement from the fire service. And they, according to the statements they just shared with me, like you rightly mentioned, 12 people are confirmed dead and they died on the spot. Out of the 12, 9 were men and 3 were women. And according to the fire service, they were all in the bus. I mean, the bus that was full of passengers. Now, we also know that the accident actually involved 3 vehicles. So a DAF FX cargo with registration number 303023, and we understand it was loaded with an unknown amount of boxes of tomatoes, and a Tata public bus with registration number JS 339224, and a DAF XF fuel tanker with registration number GT 889924. And the accident actually occurred at Odumase, which is also a suburb of Konongo. And we also understand that it occurred near the Anglican Basic School, and we also understand that 44 people were rescued, but they did not escape, various degrees of injuries.
And William, bring us up to speed again as regard exactly what time this accident occurred, because you talk about it being close to a school.
Well, so the statement mentioned yesterday, but the actual time wasn't mentioned. Like I said earlier, we are relying on the official statement from the Ghana National Fire Service, and that is what they are saying. Of course, let me also add that the dead have been they have been deposited at the mortuary, that is Stewart mortuary. That is what the statement also says.
Beyond the statement, though, do you have an update as regards the survivors? You talk about over 40 of them.
Well, so far there hasn't been any update so far. Only to say that they are still receiving treatment at the various hospitals. There hasn't been any additional deaths, but we are still monitoring, and I'm pretty sure before the close of the day we should have gotten more update pertaining to what happened on the Konongo Road yesterday.
A very bad accident, looking at the numbers involved, but do we know what the situation is like on this stretch, which had the accident? Is traffic flowing okay? Everything all right? How people are reacting in the immediate environment?
Well, per my last check, Konongo is one of the busiest routes because we are talking about the main Accra-Kumasi highway. And per my last checks, the security have been able to remove the debris and, of course, the cars that were involved in the accident from the road. So there's some level of easy passage. But the horrors of yesterday is still visible, to every commuter who is using that particular corridor.
Indeed. Thank you very much, William Evans Zinkum. He's our man monitoring this for us, and we'll bring you updates as in when we have on this unfortunate incident. The High Court in Accra has struck out as withdrawn an application by the Attorney General seeking to revoke the travel permission granted to former Chief Executive Officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, Hanan Abdul Wahab Al-Ludiba, after ruling that the order had already lapsed. Dr. Justice Shremsai, leading the prosecution, attempted to move the motion on Thursday, July 16, that's today, but was stopped in his tracks after the judge indicated that the application had become moot since the leave granted the accused had elapsed. Godfred Yeboah-Dame, lead counsel for the ex-NAFCO CEO Hanan Abdul Wahab, then sought orders from the court to have Hanan's passport and £6,700 seized by the state to be returned to his client, but the judge directed them to pursue the matter formally. Let's speak to Lord Edwasari. He's our court affairs correspondent. Lord, any further details on this application beyond what I just read?
Well, pretty much, Beatrice, today the business of the day was for the prosecution to incidentally tell the court about the arrest of Hanan, and then while they are seeking, while they are seeking the court to revoke the permission granted him so that he would not travel outside since there are investigations against him. But then the judge reminded them that the order had a particular lifespan, and at this point it had elapsed, and so it cannot be the case that they would want to move any application. Now, quite apart from that, Godfred Dame was not pleased with the manner in which his clients had been treated. For example, he indicated that despite everything that happened, the prosecution was still keeping the passport of Dame. Also talked about the money that he indicated that his client had borrowed to travel to seek medical attention, and so he was seeking the orders of the court to direct the prosecution to release it. But then the judge indicated that, well, they need to probably come before the court because that matter is not before the court as we speak. And so we spoke to Dame earlier. He has been reacting to the matter, among other things, indicating that they may take the matter once there are charges leveled against the former Food and Buffer Stock Company Limited CEO, Beatrice.
All right, we've lost Lord Edwasari on the line, but let's listen to Godfred Yeboah-Dame, who is lawyer for the person facing trial.
Orders from the courts looking at the fact that your client's passport is still with the state. Essentially, the judge asked you to come formally and did not make the orders. What did you make of everything that's happened in courts late today?
Well, I think first and foremost, the conduct of the state must really be emphasized by you guys. I'm quite surprised that the state will actually behave in this way, conduct itself in a way just to violate a citizen of Ghana in this manner. They, of course, prevented the court order from being obeyed by arresting him and detaining him for the period that we all know, 4 days and 4 nights. And then deliberately filed the motion and face it until after the lapse of the order. And I'm surprised that the Deputy Attorney General would come to court and seeking to revoke an order which has lapsed. So clearly that application was incompetent, could not be granted because the order had lapsed. And they orchestrated the lapse of the order because they arrested him, put him in their cells, and they seized his passport for him, prevent him from traveling and all that. Now, the reason why I'm quite baffled by what the court did today is that, well, the order for the passport to return to registry was actually given by the court, was part of the court's orders, both at the time bill was granted to him and also at the time this order for him to travel was granted, that after traveling, he should return the passport by 14 July. And that has not been done because Yoku arrested him and is keeping the passport. So if the court is not interested in ensuring a compliance with this order for the passport to return to the court registry, I do not mind. We're not making any application at all to the court for any passport to release. It's up to the court. If the court doesn't want the passport to return again to the registry of the court, so be it. At the appropriate time, when there's a need for him to travel, we'll make an application to the court for him to travel. That's all.
But the judge said you know what to do, never to get this.
Well, it's up to the court. The judge was concerned about the seizure of the passport by Yoku, and the judge failed to order Yoku to return the passport to registry of the court in compliance with the court's own earlier orders. And if now the court is not concerned about the compliance of its own earlier orders, I don't have any problem. It's up to the court. I mean, they ought to know what to do and to do the right thing. The republic must not be pleased all the time. It's about time the republic be called to order. You cannot arrest a person and seize money which is on him. They've seized his money. I don't know whether they've spent the money, Yoko has spent the money or not. I mean, the money that was not taken out of the account that they claim was frozen. Clearly, the account that was frozen was not assessed because there was no check written by Hanan to withdraw any money. He borrowed money for his travel, about £7,000 and all, and they've seized it. They seized it with Yoko, the executive director. So these are the matters that are pertinent.
Counsel, you are close to your client. How does it feel about all of this situation at the moment?
Well, he's keeping it cool. I mean, definitely he knows that he's not guilty of any crime at all. And in the fullness of time, will be vindicated. And that's the most important thing.
And I heard Godfred Yaboadame, his lead counsel for the ex-NAFCO CEO Hanan Abdul Wahab Ludiba. Let's listen to the Deputy Attorney General Justice Shremsai also telling us his perspective as well.
AG, welcome back.
Thank you. How's everything?
Very good, thank you.
Okay, Counsel.
I mean,
is everything okay?
AG, quick one. Considering the rearrest of Hanan, are we expecting him to be formally charged regarding the him attempting to?
No comment.
Okay.
And you had Justice Shremsai, his Deputy Attorney General. You're still here on the Midday News of 3FM 92.7. Some 14 minutes past the hour of 12. When we come back, we'll bring you some more. Do stay with us. So here on the Meta News on 3FM 92.7. Now, the National Security Secretariat in the Ashanti region has imposed a 1-month ban on all mining activities and the movement of excavators within the Jabin municipality as part of efforts to combat illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey, and facilitate land reclamation. The directive, which takes effect throughout July, was announced by the Deputy Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator, Alhaji Inji Abdallah Umar, after an inspection tour of some mining sites across the area. William Evans Inkum has the rest of the story.
An area view of vast vegetation, lice, devastation, ripped forest, degraded lands. From Pemenase, Wabri to Achiase, the horrors of illegal mining has left a huge footprint. In parts of the Jabin municipality, a brazen disregard for the laws against illegal mining is the order of the day. On the ground, the menace is horrible. The main road linking Wabri and Pemenase is almost eaten away. Illegal miners are digging deep into the tarred road. About 3 steps from the roadside are deep dark pits, long holes connecting the Enum River, already polluted.
I think today has been a very sad day for me. It has been a very sad day because I've never been into the deep forest like this. Where we are standing now is an area for one Charlie and Science, whom I think he was a legitimate miner. But when I got to the site, I've seen that he's just like an illegal miner.
The sound of an excavator is heard in the woods. These miners are destroying the environment with impunity.
They will not even stop, even with our presence, together with the national security. They are brazenly flouting the laws and also committing these atrocities to the environment.
It's not present at all because it's because of how my people, I will say my people because the police officers are my people, how they are treating them. That is how they don't feel any shake when they see anybody coming around. Because you could even be a witness that when they even see the police car, they don't fear.
The heart-wrenching part of the story is this collapsed steel bridge linking Bosome-Frehon district and Jabin municipality, just after Wabiri, a major corridor for heavy-duty equipment frequenting concessions. The bridge is now useless.
Looking at what has happened to the bridge, it will not take just covering pits. It will take very technical, deep technical works to get it back.
No wonder the regional minister who's leading the regional coordinating council or the regional security council that from today, Wednesday, till the following month, there is no mining in the Jabin municipality.
William Evans Inkum brought us that report from the Ashanti region. Some more here, and the minority has criticized the majority caucus for refusing to allow media coverage of the governor of the Bank of Ghana's responses to parliamentary questions. The questions filed by the Member of Parliament for Ofuasi Ayubi and Ranking Member on the Economy and Development Committee, Kojo Ponkroma, sought information on the source of the foreign exchange used for the bank's interventions in the forex market, the framework guiding those interventions, and the total amount of forex injected into the market since January 2025. However, the sitting was held in camera, denying the media access to the proceedings. Here is Kojo Ponkroma addressing journalists on the matter earlier.
Bank of Ghana is here to admit that the ability to intervene on the market is as a result of the domestic gold purchase program. And that what they are doing is that they are mobilizing forex proceeds from the domestic gold purchase program, and those are the forex proceeds that they are using for market intermediation. Why is it that the majority is preventing the governor from saying this to the entire country? Is it because he's of the view that it undermines the stories they've been telling the people of Ghana that it is because of the gold board and some new strategies that they have brought? Is it because the governor is here to admit on record that it is as a result of the domestic gold purchase program that they are able to mobilize these forex resources and inject onto the market? Is it because they are afraid that if that is said, it will become glaringly clear that the person responsible for this is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Is that the reason for which they are clearing the media from the gallery? In times past where the governor has been here, you have been in the chamber to cover live. Various stations have covered it live. What is it that they are afraid of that now they don't want you to cover? When the Electoral Commission chair and her team came here, many of you covered it live. It was also a committee of the whole. Yes, the rules say that we have a right to open it up or not, but you have nothing to hide. And so in the precedent gone by, it was opened to the public. And we are astonished, disappointed that they don't want the media to cover the responses that the governor is about to give.
And you had there the Member of Parliament for Ofuasia Yorubi and Ranking Member on the Economy and Development Committee, Kojo Opon Kroma. The Majority Leader, Mahama Yariga, has defended the decision to receive briefing from the Bank of Ghana Governor without media coverage. He stated that it is standard parliamentary practice for heads of independent constitutional bodies to appear before the Committee of the Whole to answer questions without media coverage, citing Standing Order 266 to back his argument.
That is what the rules say. Many of you have been covering this house for so many years. And you all know that apart from the ministers, all the other independent constitutional bodies that come, they come and appear before the Committee of the Whole. And you all cover this house, and you know that when the Administrator of Common Fund comes, have we allowed you to ever cover it? I'm asking you journalists, do you cover the Common Fund Administrator? Do you cover the NHRA boss? All those, and even most of the time, unless we meet and decide, when the Electoral Commissioner comes here, you don't cover the Electoral Commissioner. So the Central Bank Governor came to answer questions posed by Kojo Opon Nkrumah, and we said that let's do what we do for all other independent constitutional bodies, which is let us sit without the media, because that's what we do for everybody. And they said, no. The media must be in. We said, no. Our practice has always been that for